What's going on, everyone? So we are getting the I Know What You Did Last Summer Legacy sequel. We are supposed to be getting a new sequel in which all the surviving of the returning cast, Freddie Prince Jr., Jennifer Love Hewitt, Brandy herself has even said that they've reached out to her. It doesn't look like she's officially signed on yet, but we're supposed to be getting this new sequel that is supposed to be coming out around 4th of July in 2025. July 2025 is kind of the rumored time that is coming out, or the scheduled time is coming out, and they are kind of starting to put pen to paper here a little bit. And we got a new news and update, because the question is like, well, is everyone already signed on? Are people signing on? Because like Brandy didn't say she signed on. She said that she's just been reached out to. So obviously there's negotiations going on. Are they going to be able to kind of work everything out? Well, we got official news that Freddie Prince Jr. is officially starring in the new I Know What You Did Last Summer movie. Also, as I mentioned, July 2025, we have a release date, which is July 18th, 2025. Obviously, this is a film that is kind of centered around the 4th of July, right? So it would make sense that you'd have it in July. So not only does Freddie Prince Jr. officially star in the upcoming I Know What You Did Last Summer, so he's officially signed on, locked in, ready to go, but July 18th, 2025 is expected to be when this film is out. So you got to imagine they're going to start filming very soon, right? Sooner rather than later. You got to imagine they're probably going to start filming in, December? Maybe the latest? Because you got to imagine that they're going to want to get this started ASAP, so that way they aren't too far behind that schedule in which they plan on having this film released. But obviously, look, Ray, who was played by Freddie Prince Jr., Julie, obviously played by Jennifer Love Hewitt. You got to have them in it, right? If you're going to do this like legacy style sequel. Now, there are a lot of rumors kind of either way about this film really being kind of focused on Ray and Julie to an extent, that they're not necessarily that they'll be the focus, right? That it more likely than not going to center around a new group of characters, or specifically a new like final girl, guy, whatever, however they end up playing it out. To basically they're just kind of, the Sally and the Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake, where they just kind of come in towards the end, right? That some teens come in and ask them for help because they survived the hookman in the past. That this film is supposed to kind of center around a 4th of July, 30-year anniversary of the original attacks, all that stuff. And they're going to have this kind of like, Hookman meets new legacy cast, and, Ray and Julie come to save the day type thing, right? Now, I would like it to be a little more intertwined than that, right? I would prefer it to be that, like, Ray and Julie are a part of it, and, they were the first ones attacked by the Hookman. So, of course, they would be a target again, right? Now, maybe the new cast of characters are the ones that kind of get them thrusted in. Maybe the new cast of characters are the ones that kind of get them involved. Maybe you have something where, maybe it's like their kid. What if it's like their daughter or something? And it's like, well, why are they going after the kid? And it's just because it turns out that maybe they're, the new killer found out that what Julie and Ray did, right? That's always a possibility, and I've seen comments where people are like, how would they find? I mean, there's a million ways they could have found out, right? They could be related to Ben Willis. They could have found a letter written by somebody that maybe was there. I mean, that's the easy part, is explaining the silliness if you needed to. But I would like to see them kind of intertwine. I think the safest route is that, you either A, go with like one of their children, or B, you go with the idea of like they end up getting thrusted into it because the Hookman wants to kind of have the copycat, wants to kind of redo the original attacks. And look, Ray and Julie were the original targets. So why wouldn't you want to try to take them out? Why wouldn't you want to take out Ray? Why wouldn't you want to take out Julie? Question is, do one of them end up dying? That would be kind of interesting, right? Do one of them end up kind of meeting their end at the hands of the hookman? Or do you kind of keep them all alive and because you got to imagine, look, if this film does well, they're probably going to do a trilogy, right? Like, that's just kind of the new trend. That's just kind of the norm here, right? It's just like, you're seeing with like the Halloween, you're seeing it with the new Scream, right? You're seeing it with The Exorcist. They're doing a trilogy with that, right? Like, you're supposed to be getting, and they're supposed to be pumping out these like, several multiple films, new trilogies. So I wouldn't be surprised if we get like news and rumors that that's the case. Like, hey, they're planning on doing a trilogy for I Know What You Did Last Summer. And look, I'm all for it as long as it's good. Right? As long as you give us a good quality film, then yeah, sure. Right? Sign me up. I'm never going to say no to a good slasher film, especially a legendary one in the scope of I Know What You Did Last Summer, right? Like, this is one of the films that were a major spinoff and one of the successful ones that were a major spinoff from Scream. Right? I mean, even Kevin Williamson, right? Kevin Williamson became primetime immediately after Scream's success and started pumping out all these different films and stuff. He was like the hottest thing in Hollywood for a stretch. And, and especially in the slasher era. And I Know What You Did Last Summer was one of those films that found that success, that found that niche. And you got the first two in the remake, I Still Know What You Did Last Summer, but you got that terrible third film, which, oh my goodness. And then the series, I thought was awful. So hopefully they do a better job than that. Also, I'm curious to see, like, where's Ray at now in his life? Is he still a fisherman? Is him and Jules married, right? Or no, does he have children, right? Is he kind of doing his own thing? Is he active? Is he around, right? Is him and Jules, if they are married, right? Or is he a great husband, or is he kind of, is there conflict, or, were they married and got divorced? Like, there's so many questions, there's so many potential outcomes, so many potential thoughts in which they could go with this upcoming film. And, look, I trust the process, right? I trust that they'll be able to kind of figure out and create a good film. You got the first stage, I guess, up, right? You got Freddie Prince Jr. returning as Ray, right? And he was the guy that, it was a long time. It was a year, maybe longer. It might have even been longer than that. When there were first rumors started coming out about them wanting to do I Know What You Did Last Summer sequel, I mean, it literally was like, it was at least a year, if not longer. And somebody asked Freddie Prince Jr. about it, and he's like, yeah, I heard about it, but no one's even reached out to me about it. No one's even talked to us. And there were rumors that he was coming back, and, Jennifer Love Hewitt and all that stuff. People were excited, and Freddie Prince Jr. was just like, nah, like, they haven't reached out to us. They haven't said anything to us. And then it was just kind of like, oh no, are they going to do a new sequel, but without them? Or is that what's going to happen, right? You're not going to have Freddie Prinze Jr. in this? Like, if that's the case, like, that's not good, right? And there was all this, like, question and concern of, like, what's going to happen? How is this going to play out? Right? Are we going to get Freddie Prinze Jr.? Are we not going to get, are they really going to do it without him, right? Like, it was this, again, this big question mark. And now that we got confirmation, now that we know that he's in it, again, it kind of takes the pressure off. It's like, okay, cool. We got the first stage. Obviously, I'm sure get Jennifer Love Hewitt back. Love to see Brandy back as Carla. Like, that could be great. And you kind of tell a new story. Maybe the three of them are like neighbors or whatever. Like, yeah, good. You could have a lot of fun with that. But obviously, again, at the end of the day, it's all about the story, the execution, the delivery. How do you approach this film, and how do you keep it on track, right? Like, how do you keep it from getting a little silly? Because obviously, the killer, again, I don't see it being Ben Willis, right? Ben Willis with all, basically being killed essentially twice, and then now he'd be like 80. Right? Like, is he really going to be coming back and going after everybody? I don't see it. And why after all this time, right? Like, it'd be one thing if this was, a couple years after, but what, I Still Know came out in 98? right? Like that's a long time from now, right? Like it's a lot of time. You're talking nearly 30 years from the time in which you're doing this, right? Like I think it would make more sense that it's somebody new. You have some connection, whatever that connection is, and you just keep it simple, right? Keep it simple, keep it to the point. Don't do anything too crazy. Just kind of give us a simple story, have Julie and Ray kind of intertwined, and I think we'll be good. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion, and I pass question on to you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel? What are your thoughts? Are you excited that Freddie Prince Jr. has returned as Ray in the upcoming I Know What You Did Last Summer? Are you like, yeah, like he needs to be the main point, needs to be the main focus? Do you want to see him and Julie in this film? Do you want to see them kind of be the main focus? Do you want them to kind of be kind of side characters? Do you want them to kind of be, a focus, but not necessarily the main, kind of go with the new character, new boyfriend and girlfriend type story or whatever? Whatever your thoughts are in regards to that, or any theories or anything like that, we're definitely going to continue dive into some I Know What You Did Last Summer videos and theories and rumors and ideas, and I'll stay up to date as always. So let me know however you feel, whatever your thoughts are, down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. So me enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel. What are you doing? Hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one.